Greetings, dear friends, and welcome back to ALLATRA TV Middle East. We continue our daily broadcasts on the topic Creative Society, and today we have a very special guest from Netherlands. But before we introduce this beautiful lady, I would like to say that Creative Society is a unique project which has been launched on the platform of ALLATRA International Public Movement, and nowadays it's been realized in more than 180 countries of the world. So please join us in today's conversation. Write your comments. Don't forget to share our broadcast in your social media networks. And we usually use two hashtags, allatraunites and creative society. And today's broadcast, I'm happy to co-host with Kate. Hi, Kate. How are you?
Hi, Lena. I'm good, thank you. And yes, this is a wonderful project, guys. So if you would like to contribute to society, if you would like to participate, don't hesitate and just, participate in the project and share your ideas and share your knowledge with everyone. And also, throughout this project, we are testing a theory of six handshakes, which means that all people in the world are connected between each other through five or even less social connections. And I would like to tell you a little short story about how we got acquainted with our guest that we have today, because this is, a really, really interesting chain of small actions that we think that they're unimportant, but as we can see right now, we know each other, we communicate, and we became friends. So I was participating in one of the projects of Allatra movement, and we were thinking about a really nice title for the video, and I decided to double check the title that we actually made up, and it turned out that there already is a video with such title. Unity is the only way forward. After I watched the video, I understood that it resonates so much that I have to find this person who created it. And it turned out that it was Myrthe. So our special guest today is Myrthe Lisanne from the Netherlands. She's an artist, a performer, and a psychologist as well. A wonderful person, very socially active and very, very interesting and attractive as well. So welcome, Myrthe. How are you
Thank you.
doing today? How is the weather in Netherlands?
Thank you for your warm welcome and your compliments. I'm very good today, thank you. I'm very excited about our conversation, and I really feel it resonating when you talk about the video, so that's very nice. And well, the weather over here is very rainy and sunny. It just changes all the time. Welcome in Dutch autumn. And yeah, so thank you. Very excited to be here, and it's so nice that you found me. I was very well, at first you sent me a message. I was like, who is that? Who wants to talk to me? But it turned out to be a very nice conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for accepting our invitation today, and thank you for taking some time to actually arrange this broadcast. And I would like to say to our audience that I love our broadcast because they're international. For example, Alina connected to us from Italy, Myrthe is from Netherlands, and I'm right now in Ukraine. So you can see how easy it is for us to connect, to unite, and to discuss very important topics that actually impact our life. So I would like to start our conversation with the first question. Myrthe, could you please share with us and our audience what motivates you, what inspires you to create, to actually, wake up in the morning and realize that life is wonderful, and what helps you to share this feeling with others, to share your experience with others?
Yeah. Well, I always really feel a lot inside of me. So I have a very rich inner world. So I have a very rich fantasy world, but also a very rich emotional world. And ever since I was a little kid, I always felt like there has to be something more to life than what I am taught, because it just didn't really resonate with what I felt inside. I was like, if this is the only thing that truly is here on earth, why do I feel different? So I was always looking for things in life that were greater or bigger or more, what was more the same to what I felt inside. And so when I started to read books about spirituality or about other forms of life that we can live, it really resonated inside. So I started to meditate, and I started to really discover the richness of my inside and my inner world. And I really felt at one day this sense of unity inside me, that wait, I think I'm not just me. I think I'm way more connected than I think with the rest of humanity and the world and everything outside. And that was really my motivation and inspiration for everything I create. Because if I go inside, there's always something that needs to be heard or wants to be seen, and it just comes out. So I do this by just singing or writing or poetry or making videos with messages that come to me. And it really motivates me to make art that gives people the same feeling of this unity that I feel inside. Because if you feel that unity really on the feeling level, so not just knowing but really feel the unity, I really think the world can change. So we can go to a more lovable, more united world where we just change our consciousness about what we are and who we are and where we come from and where we want to go to and why we do that. Because we talked about it this morning. I really need to feel like, why are we doing this all? Because otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. So yeah, my art is my search for that. Why the hell are we doing the things we are doing? And also to help people feel this unity that I so strongly feel inside, like this strong source where we all come from. And I really want to give that to people through art. So I think that's what motivates me and inspires me to get up again and make a song or a video or
Thank you so much, Myrthe. And yesterday I was preparing for the conference, which will take place on the platform of Allatra International Public Movement, and the name is very much unexpected. I will announce it for our audience. It's called Paleo Contact. Mm-hmm. And while I was preparing, I was studying the myths and fairy tales of Hopi nations. It's a native people of America. And they were talking about the 4 cycles of humanity on our planet. And at the end of every cycle, people were destroying themselves because they lost the feeling of unity and understanding that they are spiritual beings, first of all. And they were too much attached to the conflicts, too eager to the question of always consuming each other and our planet, and they just forgot about the simple inner truth of every human being, that we are all united, that our planet is our common home, and that our task is to flourish as a civilization, and also to flourish and to take care of our home, and to make the evolution, not to destroy ourselves. It was very interesting for me to learn that it was the 4th civilization on our planet. There people started to forget about who they are, and as you mentioned, everyone feels inside that there is something bigger, that really we are not for just building a house and planting a tree, having a child, and then just leave this world. There is something bigger in it. But if we talk about the society, there a human being can really feel happy. What we mean by happy, not being happy by having anything what you want to have, but being happy inside, being feeling free, being protected. How would you describe such a society? We call it creative society. Give your vision of such a society, please.
Yeah, I think it's a society where you are not busy surviving, but where you are busy living, and where you have the opportunity to really live your highest potential. So where you feel safe enough to just be who you are and just discover your connection as a spiritual being to the earth. So where this can flourish, like where you can flourish as an individual, where you feel safe to really discover, okay, who am I? Who can I be? What can I experience? And how can I experience my highest potential? Like really the evolution, right, of an individual. And also, if you really strongly live by this connection to everybody else, so you feel so connected and so safe, you will never feel alone. You will feel very strong and powerful, and you can really co-create. We can really co-create together. So it's a society where you are safe and really live your highest potential, if you would like. I mean, it's free will, right? It's a society of free will. I really just hope there can be a society where we can just do what we want and what we feel like, and that is not strange or not correct or arrogant or insignificant or whatever. But that's the main focus. Like, do whatever you want and be whoever you want to be for the greater good and for your greater good. So you will feel so connected to everybody that everybody is you and you are everybody. So, and then this is a little bit philosophical, but like if we live in a society where I really feel this connection to everybody, I know that if I do any harm to anybody, I do the harm to myself. So I really think that this society of creative freedom, I would call it creative freedom, to live your highest potential. And also then, if I am able to live the highest potential of my life and do what I want and do what feels good and feels right and keep this connection, I will always also do this for everybody else.
In order to build such a society, if we if we are honestly looking at ourselves as a humanity, as a civilization, where we are now, and if we want to go to the point which or there we are all happy, and the society which you described, we definitely should have the foundations on which we can be based, the pillars which we can use in order to build such a society. And then you've been describing, you described a lot the inner state of a human being in such a society.
Yeah.
But to come to this inner state, it's important to feel it really, to come to this point, and the creative ideology is an important pillar in bringing these understandings back to people, because nowadays we have lost these understandings, right? I know that you have read the article about the 8 foundations of the creative society, and you read about the foundation which is called the creative ideology. Can you please give your deeper understanding of this foundation?
Yes, the creative ideology foundation, you mean? Oh, you were a little bit lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's very important to have foundations to build on. But I think I'm just thinking about the creative ideology. Well, I think if we really understand that we are creators, builders as a human being, if we really feel like, if we really are taught that we are such beautiful, creative people, that we can create everything we imagine, that we can create everything we want to, or what we can think about and create it, if we were really taught that we are able to do that, then we can just go way further in evolution than we ever thought, and than we ever think is possible. So we are so learned that not everything we think of is possible, that we are already stopping every creative thing that comes up in our mind. But I really, really believe that everything in our mind is possible, because if it's in our mind, we can go there. And I think that if I think it's really, really important to really feel that we are creators, that we are builders. And that, I think, I don't know if that's really your foundation of creative ideology, but that's what I think about it. Like, please tell people that they are creators, that they are builders, that they can do whatever they think is right, that they can act on their imagination. I mean, that's the how do you say that? The first thing of creation,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah, like
What you are describing now is a state or the inner state of every member of the society to which we should come. And also, it's important that we help each other to come to this point. I think it will be interesting also if I introduce a creative society now, because creative ideology now, because through these foundations, it's explained how we can come to this point where every member of the society feels free and happy. So ideology should be aimed at popularizing the best human qualities and at the extinction of everything that is directed against a human. The main priority is the priority of humanness, high spiritual and moral aspirations of a humanity, virtue, mutual respect, and strengthening of friendship, creating conditions for the development of and education of a human with a capital H, cultivating moral values in each person and society, prohibition of propaganda of violence, condemnation, and denunciation of any form of division, aggression, and anti-human manifestation.
Thank you very much, Alina. Thank you for presenting this pillar, this foundation. And while Myrthe was talking, sharing her vision, I really felt like one thing that she said in the beginning of her speech, that we have to be busy living. This resonates so much because once we are children, once we are young, we have this curiosity, childish curiosity, and we always want to find out why this world is just like, the way it is. Why my hands are like that, why birds are flying and, fish are swimming. And we have this curiosity that helps us to actually find out about the world that surrounds us, find out who we are. And I think that creative society will give this opportunity to people to actually explore the depth of the outer world and inner world of ourselves. And one more time, thank you for presenting the creative ideology pillar, because the next question I would like to ask about the information, right? Like, it has to be available, especially the information about the fact that we are creators, that we can build something good, we can do it. And once we do it together, it will be implemented even faster. So, Myrthe, how do you think is important to provide, to make the information like that available to all people on Earth? And how important is it to give a truthful information to everyone about what is happening in the world?
Yeah, well, I think it's important to do this on several levels. And for me personally, for me, it really started individually. So for me, it really started in my inner world, and I'm really an inner world lover. So here I go again. But it really started there because I think there's no such thing as one truth or right or wrong, or we all should do this now because that's good for everybody. I think we really, really need to feel that. We really need to learn how to feel what is true to us. And I think that I think some words can be brought to you, like, this is the truth, please take it. That's okay for the where we live now, right? I mean, okay, I will do this too because you want to, and fine. But I really hope and believe that real change and this universal truth is found inside. And that's what I meant, right? With we all feel something inside, and this is the universal truth. And I believe this is a different truth than just words and rules and right or wrong. That's all an external way of putting a truth onto someone. But I really believe that the universal truth is felt inside. And so what I believe about the right way to spread this, what we are talking about, is to help people, to teach people how to feel this universal truth, their truth inside. And of course, everybody is learning differently. So some people would really like to read books about it first and then have this feeling, this resonating feeling inside. Or other people would love to listen to a video or a music which gets them in touch with this feeling. And other people really like politics and philosophy and discussions. So I think on several levels it is very important. But for me, it's most important to really help people feel this universal truth inside. Because if I discover this truth inside of me and it resonates with me, then I can go on and spread it my own way. So I can learn about the universal truth and also about my way of spreading the universal truth. So I think really we need to gather everybody, like you are already doing, of course. And on so many levels on society, spread it in your way. And so I'm really in favor of feeling, because I think sometimes our rational mind gets in the way of this universal truth. So that is my way. And I really strongly believe that feeling is the first and foremost way to universal truth, and then to externally spread it in your way with your talents and your intelligence.
This universal truth also, it brings us to the understanding that humanity is one big family, right? And if we come to this understanding, and again we talk about the society there, people can realize all this potential. Who should be the fundamental, or what should be, or who should be the fundamental unit of such a society, from your point of view?
Well, I hope, or I think what I see is, I think that there can be one big government. I don't know if that's the right word, but one international group of people that are chosen by little communities. So for me, I really think that there should be communities again, and no borders. And I think no borders, little communities who choose a bigger community, who choose representatives for their communities, so that we can have one international government, one group of people that are representatives of smaller communities, like it's
self-governing society. There people participate actively in the life of the society. Yes.
Yeah, and also that they assure the survival of every human being, right? I think that should be the one main focus, so that we can go from surviving to living. So everybody's survival is guaranteed by this government, and so that they provide the circumstances in which everyone can thrive, I guess. Don't know if that's a question to your answer, but I really feel that smaller groups of people who can help each other are good and nice to live in. And that for the greater choices, there should be one group of people that is chosen by these little communities.
This industrial style of life is difficult for many people, because we lose the sense of connection with people. We lose the sense of participating in the life of a society. They lose the feeling of that we are needed, and also that we need other people. And yes, actually, again, we can compare always our experience, and when we compare with the best years of our time, our life is always a childhood, right? In the childhood, why we are happy? We are happy because we are all together, because we do something together, we discover something together.
Yeah.
Yes, or even if we don't really make an action, but we just stay together and spend time together. So basically, again, what is this example that people feel more comfortable in smaller communities, as you mentioned,
Mm.
and they understand better what is happening around them. And this is not the case of our like crazy industrial life, this is for sure.
No. Yeah. Well, I think because we then better understand our place. I think we better understand so what is our role, what are we doing here, and we feel safe because we feel safe and seen. Maybe I think want to really be. Is that a good correct sentence? I don't know. We want to be seen. We want to be seen for who we are. Um, we want to be in our power. We want to feel our contribution. We want to see what we are doing, and we want to hear that people are having a good time, spending time with us. So
Yeah,
I think in smaller communities there's more a sense of belonging.
exactly, sense of belonging is a
Yeah,
beautiful word.
yeah. I think that's it. I was just getting something in my mind about a previous question you asked, because this came in my mind because I also feel there should be a bigger, way bigger role for our elders. We now lose our. I don't know how it's in your country, but we now lose our respect a little bit here for the elders and the wisdom they gather, because the older we become, the more we understand everything that a society needs, right? The older we become, the more the more relaxed we become, the less selfish we become. We become more
It's the
to this
same in
unity
our
feeling.
countries, yes. I
Yeah.
think it's the same everywhere, right, Kate?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Ukraine as well. So it's probably worldwide right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a consumer format of the society. Like then you consume people while they are strong and healthy, and they can bring something to their society. Or like it's really consumerism, because like that means they are not attentive to elderly people. Society doesn't care too much about elderly people.
Yeah.
It comes because it's consumerism. So.
Yeah.
Then it comes to giving, not to taking, but to giving. We have a problem all over the world nowadays to give, basic things we have to learn back, how to be open, how to give, not to take.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah, for
yes. You
sure.
think, oh, the older you get, the less valuable you get. But I think it's totally the opposite than if you are like 60 or 70 or 80. I don't care about the age, but you gathered so much more wisdom of life, wisdom of love, wisdom of belonging and what is important. And we don't listen to these people. We don't even put them in big positions. We say when you are old, you are not valuable anymore and you can go away. And so much wisdom and knowledge is lost. Um, and of course, the elderly
Thank you for
people.
bringing up this topic, because it's so much important nowadays. You're right. This wisdom of life, this experience,
Yeah,
elderly people, they all have it, but we kind of refuse to take it because we refuse to look
yeah,
at them.
yeah. And and also the elderly people don't know, right? Because they are raised as if the older I get, the less valuable I get. So they don't put themselves also in those positions. They put themselves in homes and they go away and they just wait till God comes to get them. But so they also don't know their own value, and so they don't step into this role. And I really think that maybe even the government of the world should be of elderly people. Like,
It used to be in the peaceful communities that the government or the community life belonged to elderly people because of their life experience, of their wisdom, and definitely because of their spiritual development by the time of course. And yeah, we know a lot of examples in the history that it used to be like that.
yeah,
It used to be, and then in the peaceful communities, people were equal, the people were happy. Exactly, the elderly people, they played an important role.
yeah,
But this is again their first foundations of a foundation of the creative society, a human life, right? What
yeah.
is human life now, and what should it be in a creative society?
Mm. What is human life now? Well, from a very narrow point of view, now it's you get born, you learn the things you have to learn because that's what they decided. And yeah, it's valuable in your little community. So you are valuable to the people close to you, and you gather with you not really gather wisdom, but you gather knowledge, and you do your best to understand all this knowledge and to find your way into this knowledge, and then you go to school and study and work if that's even of course possible to you. And I really feel like human life now is really measured to what you gather, to what you consume, to what you are worth in monies, so in materialism. Of course, this is generalized because I really feel that I don't have this feeling when I'm with my family, for example. So in our really small communities, we are more valuable than our money. God, thank God. So what is human life in a creative society? I think, and this is really my point of view, but I think that human life in a creative society is almost godly, maybe. Like it's holy. Is that the right word? Yeah, holy. You really experience that you are a creator, and maybe even that the source or the universe or God or your spirit or how you call it, I don't mind, that it's inside of you, and that you are so valuable and so loved that you deserve to live your highest potential, and also you deserve to experience your highest potential. So a human life in a creative society is already worthy of existence because just it is. It's not anything else. It's just because you are here, you are already worthy of your existence. So actually, worthiness and worthless is the same then, right? If we go really deep in duality. Yeah, I think I'm thinking about it. What is human life in a creative society? But I think it's very holy and very worthy already because it is, and you are just, you have the right then to exist. So I think that's the thing that describes it for me the best, that you have the right to exist no matter what.
Thank you so much. Yeah, for sure. The most important thing that we have here is our life, because once the life of a person disappears, then there's nothing. And if you would just take a look at the society, okay, we have a society, but if we put away the life of each person, then there is no society in general. There is nothing, right? Like one person is as important as the whole society, because the society consists of us.
Yeah.
If there will be no people, there will be no societies in the world. And you also mentioned the education as well, like that we have to have this right, to get this good education. And what do you think what kind of conditions should be made so that all people in the world could have an opportunity to develop themselves, to show their highest potential, to implement their talents, and to share what they have inside with others? What conditions should be made?
Well, I think Well, I think at first that all the society now is built upon money and around money, and I think that if we really want to go to a society or a world where everybody has the right to exist and everybody has the right to explore themselves and to thrive, we really need to be very, how do you say that? So actually delete money, but I cannot find the right sentence. So for the right words, we don't have to eliminate money, but we have to rearrange how it is arranged now. I mean, there's like 1% of the people who have all the money, I guess, or a lot, and now money is a thing to control. So if money is how do you say that? It's not arranged, but if money is, I cannot find the right word, but that's
It's
okay.
like not a tool to help. Now it's not a tool to help people, but it's kind of the aim of life of every member of a society.
Yeah, exactly that. So if money is distributed, I have the word. Otherwise, so everybody would have a lot. Everybody would have enough money to survive every day. So I think that's the main first focus point. So if we can get to an agreement with the world that money is not anymore anything to just gather and have a lot of, and but to live in wealth with everyone. So if you have a lot of money, maybe you can slow it down a little bit and distribute it differently. So money would be the first thing that I would say. This should be distributed differently, or this should be have another meaning. And if that has happened, then I think that the educational system can change a little bit also. So the education itself now is really focused on putting facts and knowledge into one's head, but we are never really learned or taught to critical thinking or to meditate. I mean, not in my country. Maybe in other countries, of course they are. I know they do that, or to ask questions. We're not taught to ask questions. We are taught to learn the answers. But the answers of the past are not the answers of the future. So we are just repeating the answers of everybody because we are taught the answers, not wisdom. So yeah, and a lot more. But I think that money and the educational system of how it is now are very important. And I also read something in the article about transparency, and I really love that idea. So just make everything transparent, like everything, like how money is distributed, how money is spent, how money is that, and how political system is working now, and just make everything transparent so that we don't have to lie anymore.
Absolutely. To live in lies, to lie. That's truth, yeah. And I would like to take a chance to read for our audience the third foundation of the Creative Society, because what you've mentioned previously very much corresponds to it. So no one and nothing in society has the right to create threats to the life and freedom of a human. Every human is guaranteed free provision of essential life necessities, including food, housing, medical care, education, and full social security. Scientific, industrial, and technological activities of the society should be aimed exclusively at improving the quality of human life. Guaranteed economic stability, no inflation or crisis, the same stable prices around the world, one monetary unit, and a fixed minimal taxation or no taxation at all. The safety of human and society from any kind of threats is ensured by the unified global service that deals with emergency situations. And what you described now, this is actually all this third foundation of the creative society, which is created in order to protect the first value, the most important value of the society, which is human life. In order people could live and not to exist, or not to live for money, but to live for life, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also probably to take an active part in the life, in social life of the society, right? Not just to like be, sit at home and do nothing, but also to be active, to take care about the place around yourself, and to actually contribute to society, right?
Yeah.
To play that holy role that Myrthe mentioned finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. And I also really think that if you want to sit at home because that's what you choose to experience in that year or 5 years or 10 years of your life, who are we to judge? You know what I mean? So I don't believe you judged about it, but who are we to say this is then the life you have to live? That's maybe a little bit of what you said, but of course it is very nice to participate socially and to embrace your talents and to reach your highest potential. But what if you choose to experience to not do that, to be at home and eat, for example? I really want to point out that that is also okay for me in a creative society, because we are all we are all truly one. For me, we are all one big soul divided in different spirits, and that's of course a belief system I know. But what if that is okay too? You know what I mean? So because I already have the right to exist, I can choose free after that what I do with it. And that's very important for me. So yeah, I would definitely participate and make art because that I already really felt that's what I want to do, even now or in a creative society. But what you do with your life, that's the free will then, right?
Yes, and it's very important, the point that you mentioned, because if the human life is on the first place, and we as a society, I mean, take care of each person in the world, then if there are people who have chosen this path, for example, like you worked for 20 years and right now you want to relax, you want to just stay at home, you will be provided with basic necessities. It's not going to be like you have to survive, you have to search for food, you have to search for money. Just because you already are here, you will have this opportunity, to get some rest and to, just think about what you want to do next, or just to experience the state that you're in right now. But I think that in the creative society, once you have all this positive examples around you, like how people can act, how differently you can implement your talents, how differently you can, develop yourself, then you will just not, you won't want to sit at home and do nothing.
No.
I think you will be so inspired, you will be so motivated by others, by other examples. You will have this desire to also do something. But even if you don't have this desire yet, you will have the opportunity to live a regular, normal life, and you won't have to survive like we do right now in our consumer type of society.
Yeah.
And like as we previously discussed, that with the time comes the wisdom, and already at the level that we are now, we have an observation. Then, when is this moment that the person doesn't want to contribute to the society? This is the moment then he's burned out, or this is a moment that he's not resourceful, or this is a moment that he's not well. Or he's sick maybe. And that means that this is a point that the society should help a person, really help a person. If it's a health issue, the society should provide the free health care. If it's the question of being burned out, that means that a person contributed to something he did not like, or he did not want to, he was pushed to do it, like, in the conditions we are living now, then by the age of 18, 20, we have to take a decision about the profession for the rest of our life. And maybe at the age of 30, 40, we understand that it was not something we wanted to do, or maybe even if the profession which we have chosen is a good one for us, but we maybe the conditions or psychological microclimate there we work is not a healthy one. That's why we start to burn out. That means there are moments in human life, and we need to charge our batteries back, and otherwise. People, or it will be like a snowball. It will become bigger and bigger. So this wisdom comes with the time as well, that a human being is a creative person, and whenever the human being is not resourceful now, that means there are some issues to be solved, and the society and people around should first also understand it and try to help as much as possible. This is why, as we discussed today, and we came to this common conclusion that society should provide life necessities for people. And maybe this is a good point also, like today I read the foundations out loud, because now the 7 foundations of the Creative Society gives an explanation for such cases. So all natural resources belong to a human and are fairly distributed among all people. Monopolization of resources and their irrational use is prohibited. These resources are fairly distributed among the citizens of the entire Earth. A human is guaranteed employment if he or she so desires. Pay for an identical position, specialization, or profession should be the same all around the world. Everyone has the right to private property and income, however, with the limits of capitalization amount set by the society for an individual. So basically, this gives an explanation why, if someone is sick, someone needs help, still he will get or she will get all necessary to live and to feel comfortable, because society takes care of every member of the society.
Yeah. Thank you.
True. And also, I wanted to ask you as well. I know that you're an artist, you have your personal like working hours, but what do you think social conditions and working hours should be like in a creative society, like in general? So nowadays we have a situation that people, for example, work for 8, 10, 12, or in some countries 14 hours a day, and they have only one day off in a week. And how do you think it should be arranged in a creative society so that a person could develop themselves, to have time for family, to have time for traveling, or even to have time for their spiritual development, just to find out who they are? So in a creative society, what do you think work conditions should be like, and like working hours?
Well, yeah, that's a good question, of course. For me personally, now I'm really just working when I want to, and when I feel to, and when I feel I have the energy to do it. So I really have the freedom already. So I would say, in a creative society where your survival and your existence is guaranteed, and your choice of what you are doing every day is free will. So for me, it would be not a vast amount of working hours or days or even holiday, because it's not necessary to really arrange that, because you want to do what you are doing and you feel it's necessary. And when you feel I have to get back at home, I have to relax, I have to gather a new energy, you will do that, and you will hopefully be assisted by the people you are working with. And I think a lot will change in a society where money is not the main focus. So I don't really see that what will happen to organizations or to several things. But I don't think you will feel you are working. I think you feel, oh, I am contributing now to what I want to. So tomorrow I will do this, and you will not be busy with I am working or not. You will be yourself, and you will be experiencing your highest potential if you want to. So I think work and personal life will mingle more. For me, that's what's happening right now. So I'm just being me every day and doing what I love. But I think it is important to contemplate a little bit and to relax and to take a month off if you want to really feel if everything is okay. So I don't have like, oh, you have to work 40 hours or 5 days, or I don't really have an opinion about that. Just do what feels good and feels right and what contributes to what you want to contribute to. And if you don't feel excitement anymore about what you are doing, go have a holiday and go contemplate about what is not exciting you anymore and what you want to experience next. Because there would be, of course, people who want to do what you are doing right now, so you can make space for them. So I don't really have hours or days or any opinions about that, but just do what you love, do it with passion, and if you don't feel that passion, take a time off and then go back again or do something else. Yeah.
This is also it's simple, but it's very natural, right? This is the flow of human nature itself, and this contradicts the contemporary conditions. The money is at the corner of everything, and basically, what is money? It's just paper, right? It's paper which we print ourselves. I mean, people, of course, not free of us can print it, but there are people who can print as much money as they want to print it. And the fact is that it's just a piece of paper, but we are struggling all our life to get it and then to save it and to survive by it means this is nonsense, definitely. And this makes us it humiliates the nature of a human being from my point of view. It humiliates us as spiritual beings, and it cuts our wings. This is why many people cannot fly. I mean, from the point of view of growth and personal development, because we are so much under this pressure. And for me, there's society there we live, and we can we need evolution, and we can participate in this evolution. Is a society there, our personal development and our growth is in our hands.
Yeah,
for sure. And you mentioned money, and I recalled one joke that aliens come to planet Earth and they see that people live in such bad conditions, and they say like, why are you living in such bad conditions? Like, what do you need for living a better life? And they say, well, we need to have money to live a better life. And then they ask like, oh, is it like a very rare resource that you have like here? Why you can get it? And they say, oh no, it's not a rare resource. It's just paper that we print. And then aliens look at humans and say, I think you look kind of crazy, right? Like, so just a piece of paper that dictates the life of a person nowadays. And it's great that this creative society projects, it kind of opens our eyes on some things that are very, very simple to see and understand, but in this rush, in this race for for survival, we just don't see it right now. And I also wanted to ask you another question, Myrthe. What do you think? How important is the implementation of all these 8 foundations in our life? How will it change our life for the better? And how important it is to live by these 8 foundations, like every day, locally, in your place? And to just live the life by those 8 foundations.
I think it's I was thinking that I really cannot feel how big the importance is, because I think it's very big. I think if we don't implement these 8 foundations, or and you call the 8 foundations what I call the consciousness movement, I think we then totally get lost. We totally lose who we are, forget who we are. We just do things, we do harm, we start another war, we destroy the planet, we just eliminate our own power. We degrade our own freedom. We just say our existence is not worthy at all and has no meaning at all, and my existence is not worthy either, and I'm just a little small, tiny thing, and it just doesn't really matter. And we also get so lost that we get to feel so lonely, I guess. So how do you say that? Torn apart, maybe. That feeling.
Torn apart.
Yeah. So we really, I think loneliness will rise. And
This is what is happening already now, right?
And right now even more. But let's not get to that. But loneliness will rise. We will feel worthless. We feel small, and we are in pain. We are in pain. And if we are in pain, we do harm to other people. Hurt people.
People hurt people. The level of suicides rises enormously, and we feel that something is happening that is definitely very wrong, and that it should be turned 360 degrees around, right? Yes, and now I see that on the screen just now we saw the website allatraunites.com, and this was shown in order to explain that every person on earth can join this project, Creative Society. It's very easy, and we are joining. And now we are at the level. Then we talk to each other. We come to these common understandings why it is important. We inspire each other to act, of course, because we all have this inner understanding why it's necessary to change our society. But the next step for us is to unite all together and to make that important steps to change the format of our consumer society to a creative one. This is why we invite every human being to take part, an active part of this project, to bring this message further to people on your platform, your friends, your family. Talk to them about the society we are living now. Talk to them in the way we spoke to today. What can be done? Why is it important to change our format of the society, and which benefits all of us we will get in the society there we will be true humans? And thank you so much. It was a great conversation today, Myrthe. We really enjoyed, and thank you for your time, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me again. I really love to connect with you. I really feel a lot of love and connection if we talk about this from all places around the world. It really touches my heart. I feel so. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Myrthe. And thank you, Alina, for co-hosting today together this wonderful broadcast. And also, I wanted to address toward your viewers, if you are interested in participating in such live conversations, please don't hesitate and write an email to our email, uae@allatraunites.com. And also, we have a possibility, we have a radio, Allatra Radio. For example, if you don't have a possibility to connect this video, but you would like to share your ideas, you would like to share your thoughts on how the Creative Society can be implemented even faster, what can be done, and if you would like to discuss these topics, then you can also write to info@allatraunites.com and join this initiative on radio as well. And one more time, Myrthe, thank you so much for joining us today. It was an amazing conversation. And also, I would like to ask you if maybe you can think of someone from your friends who you would like to nominate to participate in the next live broadcast, to not stop the chain of six handshakes.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so maybe you can think of someone and share the contact so we could also connect with that person and see what he or she thinks the Creative Society should be like, and what can be done already now to bring us closer to the Creative Society.
And also, I would like to invite Myrthe to co-host the Creative Society show as well with us, because, dear viewers, ALLATRA TV is a volunteer television. It was created by people as you and us, for people. And this is a platform where we'll discuss all together the project Creative Society. And this is a platform where we all unite. So everything is done by volunteers, and every person can become not only a guest of our show, but also a host of our show, or it can become a guest and a host of our podcast. Or if you want to write an article, you want to write an essay, just don't hesitate, send it to us. We will print it and make it available for the audience of ALLATRA TV, because actually this project is the most important project of our planet today.
Yes, it is. Oh, you hear it.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.